And welcome back to the Dark Souls playthrough. We just finished killing the 4 kings down in the New Londo Abyss, and now we've taken out 2 of the 4 final bosses. We're making our way down to the 3rd one, which is going to be the Bed of Chaos. But along the way, we're going to have to take out 3 bosses between them. It'd be the Ceaseless Discharge, which is a big discharge. I don't fucking know what it is. The Firesage Demon, the Centipede Demon, and then we get to Lost Izalith, which lets us go after the Bed of Chaos. Now, this is the first bonfire that we get after the Daughter of Chaos, and I could have actually come here earlier and gone after the Ceaseless Discharge a long time ago, because to initiate the encounter, there's actually a set of armor that you pick up. There's some theory about the story of whether the armor is actually one of the witches of Izalith that the story talks about in the very beginning, that she turned into it. I don't know. There's a lot of theories online, I guess. The story to me, again, for Dark Souls doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Really, it's the gameplay that's really so enthralling. Regardless, this is the Demon Ruins, and the only thing that you can do here is go straight to the Ceaseless Discharge. There's no enemies along the way, and you can see it right up ahead of me there. There's nothing along the way. And again, to start the encounter, we're going to pick up that set of armor, and that's actually the Gold Hem set, which is a really good mage set. It's actually good for like rogues and whatnot too. Just the stats are really good all around with high magic, fire, and lightning resist. You could easily come down here and get this set very early in the game if you wanted to. I mean, you very easily could make Quelaag the first boss that you kill after the tutorial, and then go straight for the Ceaseless Discharge and pick this up and then just die, and then you'd have a great set of armor to start the game with. We went again with the, whatever this red, the Crimson set. Now, I've had a lot of bad luck with the Ceaseless Discharge in that I can't get it, I'm not able to kill it on my first try usually, because the strategy, there's a little walkway right here. We could have circled around the perimeter of the room as well, but you kind of fight him in here. But to fight him, you have to get him in the right position so his arms will come down at you, and that's him right there. And on my first try, whenever I fight this guy, it doesn't seem like it ever works right. So I have to die and then come back for him. Now, right around this corner here is the armor, and that's going to, again, begin the fight. There are some strategies where you can try to get him to fall into a big pit. I don't know if they've patched that out yet or not, but I think it's cheap, so I don't advise anyone to do that. He has a series of attacks. There's a big fire breath that he'll do, and then the other one is to attack you with his arms, both of which deal massive damage. The strategy for me is to run down this hallway and then turn around and wait for him to come around the other side, and then try to lure him into attacking you with his arm attack. And when he does that, he'll lay his arm on the ground for a few seconds after it lands, and that's when you can actually go in and attack the arm for damage. So we're going to try and lure him in to do that and see what happens. So there, instead of hitting me with his arm, he did the fire. Oh, now he hit me with his arm. But the thing is you can't see it in the walkway. It's like it's in the middle of the terrain or in the wall or something. There's nothing for me to attack. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you can kind of see it pop up right there. This is just weird. If you die and come back and then repeat this process, he puts his arm in the right spot, so I don't know, I can't explain that. Now, instead of going my normal tactic, I'm trying to switch it up and use my soul spears here, because I'm tired of having to die on this guy to get him to get to the spot that I want him to. So I'm going to try and run up and actually target him and shoot some spells at him and hope that maybe we can finish him off that way as a caster. stupid fight. It's not a problem once you start it over. I don't know, I should just start it over anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up since this is kind of a long and stupid, pointless fight that I'm doing here. Just running in, hitting him once, running away. Oh, now his hand was in the right spot for me to get a few hits. Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. He's supposed to put his fucking hand there every time he smashes it down. I don't know why it doesn't always happen, but whatever, we got him. So once this happens, all the lava in this zone drains, and we're able to descend down into the ruins further. So back at the bonfire for the demon ruins, we're going to head back in deeper to the demon ruins, and we're actually going to run into, I don't know, they're probably supposed to be tougher enemies. It's versions of the first couple bosses. We're going to run into a Taurus demon and several smaller Capra demons that are a lot easier than they were the first time we fought them, either because we're way stronger or they're just weaker versions. I'm not entirely sure. There's also some lava down here that you can't run on because it'll deal a lot of damage to you, but eventually we'll get a ring that'll allow us to walk on it. If you can see right in front of me, way up there, there's a bunch of those. I don't know if they're Capra demons or I think they're the Taurus demons. And there's a large fire ember, I believe, in the middle of all that lava that allows you to ascend your weapon to +10 fire from the blacksmith in the catacombs, who we have not gotten to yet. I've actually never gone for that ember because I've never wanted to ascend a weapon to +10 fire, but regardless, there's the Capra Demon. You just got fucking owned, so I don't know. It's got to be a weaker version. Also, right up here around this corner, Black Knight Kirk will spawn and come after us. The first time that you would run into him would be in the depths, which we skipped. But if you fight him there, as well as fight him here, and then later in Lost Izalith, you can actually get his full set of armor, which is sitting at the Daughter of Chaos. And it's actually like a set of spiky armor that I think that when you roll into somebody with it, it deals damage. I'm not entirely sure, but it does look awesome. He's not going to be any problem. He appears behind you here. And then in front of me is a series of those smaller Capra demons. So, obviously trivial. He gives you a lot of souls, though, which is nice. And then sometimes he'll drop some of his items. He has a chance to drop his spiked shield and his, I believe it's called a barbed sword, maybe. Now, what I usually do here, the next bonfire is actually below us to the right. So instead of fighting these Capra demons, usually I'll just roll right off of this ledge here and then take out this big worm. Now, this big worm can actually eat you in one shot, but, well, no problem to a caster. They can also spit a corrosive acid that will, like, destroy all of your gear if you don't block it with your shield. And then here's the next bonfire. Luckily, all of the bosses in this series, in the Demon Ruins here, are all really close to each other. So it doesn't take very long to get to any of them. These little fat things, all they do is a breath attack, which can actually do a lot of damage if they hit you with it, and I'm not sure, it might stun you. I can't remember exactly. But all you got to do is strafe around them, no problem. These guys are easy. There's a lot of them that you'll run into over the next, over in the Demon Ruins in Lost Izalith. But in Lost Izalith, I actually just run by everything because there's not any gear in there that I'm interested in getting, and at this point I'm powerful enough that I don't need the farm, so I just really don't care about it. I just run by all of them. That's the next boss room in front of us. It's a kind of a replica of the very first boss in the game in the tutorial zone. Only he does a magic attack as well. I guess he's similar to the boss that gives you the Titanite slab once you return to the Undead Asylum, whom I did not fight again in this playthrough because I did not need the Titanite slab. But before we go to him, we're actually going to take a left, and up there there's the Chaos Ember, guarded by, I don't know, a bunch of those worms, I guess, and a couple of the Taurus demons. The Chaos Ember I'm not going to use in this playthrough, but you'll again give that to the blacksmith in the catacombs, and that ascends a weapon to a chaos weapon, which makes it scale off of how much humanity you have. And I believe it maxes out at plus 10 humanity, but when you have 10 humanity, it makes it pretty powerful. I don't know if any weapons are better as chaos than the Quelaag's Fury Sword, because that scales with dexterity and humanity. But regardless, we're going to get it anyway and show you where it's at. It's just up. Now these guys can be a little bit trickier for melee characters. You typically want to let them jump at you and then get some swings off, but being that that's a tight corridor, they can kind of knock you into the lava. Now I usually, with my melee characters, I actually just sprint by all of these worms because they're actually really challenging as melee. And there's like 6 of them that eventually pop down, I think. So it's just not worth it. Just run by it, get it, and then I use a homeward bone to get back. So take everything that I just said about the Chaos Ember and forget it. It was the large Fire Ember, which sends your weapon to plus 10 fire. The Chaos Ember must have been the one that was in the lava that I did not go for. Now this worm guards nothing. There's going to be a little Capra Demon up here that gives that's guarding a soul, and then 2 more of these little fire-breathing dudes, and that's about it. Right before the boss. Now, normally I would probably go back to the bonfire and rest up and get all my spells back before heading to a boss, but I'm feeling pretty cocky right now because I'm so overpowered. Also, if you look to the right, there's some branches that go down, and that's actually a shortcut that will take you right to the boss, the boss of Lost Izalith. If you're rank 2 with the daughter, with the Chaos Moon Covenant or whatever the hell they are, the Daughter of Chaos. I've only done that with one character. There's a reason to go do that. The story to get Knight Solaire to fight with you on the final boss encounter, you have to do something special. in that passageway. Or ignore it completely, I'm not entirely sure. If you want to have Knight Solaire fight with you in the final boss encounter, you're going to want to look it up on the wiki and see how to do it. Now this boss, he's just going to keep doing that attack that deals magic damage. It looks like it might be fire, but it's actually magic. So you want to use the Crest Shield to block it. And he's not a problem, even for melee characters. Just run right in and whoop on him. Because when you come into close proximity to him, he'll start just jumping in the air and landing on his butt. And he's significantly easier to kill that way because all you got to do is roll backwards. Now this guy actually drops a wand. I don't think that it's very good. I don't know anybody that's actually using it, or a catalyst, I guess. And then some souls. And then now we're gonna head off towards the next bonfire, and I take that back. We're gonna go check out the shortcut area so you can see what it looks like. And I lied again. There's a little bit of exploration that you can do here before the Centipede boss. If we ascend these stairs, we'll come to an elevator that will unlock that will take us up to the Daughter of Chaos. Kind of to make a shortcut to come down here, though. Why you would ever need to come back down here after you kill the Bed of Chaos is beyond me. I don't know. So whatever, that's what we're gonna do first here. Yeah, if you line those soul spears up right, they can actually shoot through multiple enemies. So then we're right back up here, where we rang the second bell of awakening right outside of the Daughter of Chaos. So I was wrong. Apparently I do not go after that shortcut because I'm not rank 2 in the right covenant to open it up. And so I'm going to talk about that Knight Solaire incident again. Basically, to get him to be in the final fight, you have to summon him at the Gargoyles. You have to summon him at the Gaping Dragon. I'll bet that's why he doesn't show up in this playthrough, because I didn't fight the Gaping Dragon. He will also show up right at the bottom of this hallway here to summon to go into the Centipede Demon. And then you can talk to him after that. And then if you do all of those things, then he'll show up and fight for you for the final boss. But if you go towards that shortcut from the other side, that is, you go into Lost Izalith and then backtrack to that shortcut, you're going to run into him in a human form, and you can kill him there. Well, he'll be hostile if you've done that. If you do want to use that shortcut, basically you have to do it before you find him in Lost Izalith up here, so that you can kill all of the enemies in that shortcut so that he'll fight for you, essentially. Again, I wasn't great at explaining that, so look it up on the Dark Souls wiki if you're interested in having Solaire fight for you in the final boss. It really trivializes the encounter. I mean, it's not hard as a caster anyway, but for melees who aren't very good at parrying, bringing Knight Solaire in will really, really help you. So anyway, this is the Centipede Demon, who, when we kill him, he'll give us a ring that lets us walk on lava. So I guess the story behind this boss, I think, or at least what the internet's rumoring about, is that this boss is the hand of the Ceaseless Discharge, who's wearing the ring that lets him walk on the lava. And, like, I guess the Ceaseless Discharge needed that ring to, I don't know, stop the goo coming out of him. This story's fucked up. I don't even know how anyone would even come up with that. There's so little that is told as far as story elements in the game that it seems like some of it is just somebody made some bullshit up and then the whole internet just goes with it. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. It doesn't look. This dude does not look like a hand to me. He looks like a big old nasty centipede fucker. So whatever. The strategy is, I don't know, hold your shield up and wait for him to come at you and then attack him. He's not difficult really at all. Solaire sometimes can be worthless in this fight where he'll just run out into the lava and then just start taking lava damage for an extended period of time. If you are fortunate enough to have Solaire tank him back here, then you can actually get your hits off. But there's the ring. You can also cut off his arm or his tail. It might be his arm that he shoots out at you during the fight and pick the ring up. And if you're able to put it on in combat, then you can actually run out there and wear it. We need this if we're going through the front door to Lost Izalith because the whole zone is covered in lava. If we were to use that shortcut that I had been talking about earlier, you kind of avoid all of the lava area and you don't have to fight the Centipede Demon at all. Now, right around this corner is the next bonfire, and this is where we'll find Knight Solaire, or where we should have found him. I don't believe that he actually shows up in this playthrough. I take it back. There he is.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
So all this time he's trying to be nice to you, and it turns out he's actually a little bit crazy, and he's searching for the sunlight, right? Because he's the Sunlight Brotherhood guy. Well, there's actually an item in the shortcut on the other side of the door, only if you can open it, called a Sunlight Maggot. And if you pick it up and wear it, it's actually a hat that casts a light spell around you, which is really good in the Tomb of Giants, which we'll come to later. And if you happen to go through that shortcut through the back, you can pick it up yourself without having to open up the shortcut. But again, that's where Solaire's going to be, and he's going to be a little crazy, saying he's found his light, and then he thinks you're going to take it from him or something. I don't know, when he goes crazy on you, so whatever. So here we're heading into Lost Izalith, and again, it's a big lava-covered area. And there's actually these big dinosaur butts in here. Like, it looks like the bottom half of a T-Rex, like their torso and their arms and head were cut off. They can actually be avoided. I think there's actually only one of them that you have to fight. And even then, you could probably run past it. I know before they patched this zone, a lot more of them were hostile towards you, and you had to either fight them off or run through them, and this zone was kind of a bitch. They patched it, and now it's only the one, if you're careful. So, just watch how I run through the zone here. There's going to be a hidden door that I'm going to unlock that brings us to the next bonfire, and some other little tricks that I'll do here to avoid fighting these things. Now, even though I'm wearing the ring, it doesn't protect me entirely from the lava. You can see my health was draining there, and the lava actually hurts your gear as well. So if you find that you're wiping on the bed of chaos for a long period of time, you may have to end up repairing your gear because you're going to have to run through the lava a bunch. So hopefully you have, at this point, bought the repair box so that at bonfires you can repair your shit. Now, this dinosaur, yeah, right behind me is the one I knew that I would aggro. So I can run in here, there's a treasure box, and you can kind of, the dinosaur can't get into this room, so you can use that to your advantage to either shoot spells at it, or wait for it to walk back and run out and get some melee hits on it, and then kind of kite it in and out of the room. So that made him seem like not much of a threat at all because my soul spears hit so hard. But those things deal a lot of damage. Even if you have a lot of armor, they hit you hard. I'm willing to bet that there's some nice treasure around here in the lava. I've never taken the time to explore it because it's too annoying to run around and both deal with those those dinosaurs, plus the fact that you're running in lava. Just fuck this zone. I just skip by it. Plus the boss in here is so stupid. This is the worst zone in the game. Here's a hidden door. This is a bonfire. And I think I'm actually going to end this video here because the bed of chaos can suck my balls. Stay tuned for the next video.